Good morning. It is March the 24th, 2026, and our word for the day is think happy thoughts. So, as you all are getting your supplies together, let's enjoy this brief meditation. To start, kindly bring awareness to your mind, to your body, and to your spirit. Today's meditation centers around the profound impact of deep breathing. When was the last time you truly contemplated your breath? Are you conscious of the power held within the way you breathe? This meditation delves into the significance of deep breathing, exploring how it can influence your nervous system effortlessly without conscious effort. You have the ability to proactively guide your breath to affect your involuntary nervous system, also known as the autonomic nervous system. This system comprises of 3 divisions, with 2 notable components: the sympathetic nervous system, responsible for the fight or flight response, and the parasympathetic nervous system, known as the rest and digest system. When the sympathetic nervous system dominates, breathing becomes fast, short, and shallow, even leading to chronic stress and anxiety. Conversely, activation of the parasympathetic nervous system results in slower, deeper, and longer breaths, bringing a sense of calm and balance during stressful moments. Through specific practices like deep breathing, you can decrease the dominance of the sympathetic nervous system and enhance the influence of the parasympathetic system. The goal of this exercise is to focus on making your breath deeper, longer, quieter, and slower within your comfort zone. By doing so regularly, you empower the parasympathetic nervous system, calming the sympathetic nervous system. So let's try a brief practice. Find a comfortable resting position, perhaps lying on your back, and close your eyes or keep them open. Take a few effortless breaths, then place your hands on your belly. Guide your breath to move as deeply as possible, focusing on making it deeper, longer, quieter, and slower. Allow the exploration to be gentle and gradual. There is no need to force your breath. Continue deep breathing for a few more cycles. Resume your natural breathing. In summary, specific breathing techniques can diminish the impact of the sympathetic nervous system while enhancing the influence of the parasympathetic system. This, in turn, soothe the fight or flight response, bringing tranquility to both body and mind. Regular practice empowers the parasympathetic system, constantly calming the sympathetic system. I hope this meditation has been beneficial. Thank you for your mindfulness.
Thank you for tuning in to Discernment Meditations with Delores, the pastor's daughter. I love you, and remember, you are important to me. I need you to survive. Please like, share, and subscribe. Have a discerning day. Bye-bye for now.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Ooh, we are here, honey. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. What's going on? Welcome to the lab, to the writing lab. We are here. It is March the 24th, 2026. And our word for the day is think happy thoughts. Think happy thoughts. Okay, y'all. Do I need to explain that at all? No, I don't. Y'all know what it is, child. Think happy thoughts today. And let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens from those thoughts. Let's move right along, you guys, to chapter 6. We didn't get into this yesterday, remember, because yesterday we had a little problem. We got started nearly an hour late yesterday, but we did what needed to be done. Okay, and we should be proud of that. We should be happy. We should think positive thoughts, think happy thoughts about that. Okay, so it's all good. We are here today. We are on time, honey. We've got our meditation in, and now we are getting started with coming from some excerpts from the book. The manual that goes right along with these sessions is called Tell the Truth, Daughter: How to Write the Memoir You Were Never Meant to Tell. Okay? So, going right along into chapter 6, adding the discernment layer. Now, this is important. This is what sets us apart, you guys, from every other memoirist out there. Really every other writer that's out there, is that we are coming from a position of discernment. And I talk to you all about having the foundation of discernment. That's how you build upon that with your writing, right? This is talking about adding a layer of discernment. So think about it like you layer anything, like you layer in your clothes. You're adding that protection onto it. You're adding that you're adding discernment into what you are building. So layer by layer, that's how discernment is being built. I would say, like, let's imagine building a house and you're laying bricks. If you've never done it before, I've never done it before, but I've seen it. Okay, I've seen it done where they're laying bricks and then they put a layer of this material that holds it together. Maybe some concrete or something, some type of concrete material that holds it all together. Think about that as the discernment layer. So as you are laying the bricks, you are telling the story. You are putting all the scenes together and stuff like that. And in each layer of the story that you build, you're also building a discernment layer. Okay, think about it like that. So once your raw draft, remember, this is raw, this is honest, this is messy, this is unfiltered, okay? Once your raw draft is complete, you're ready for the layer that sets your memoir apart from any other. And what is that? What is that layer? Discernment, okay? Anyone can write what happened. A discerning author writes what it meant, okay? That's the difference here. You're not just telling a story, okay? You're not just writing your story. You're not just giving an account of your life or your experiences or events or memories or whatever, right? Traumas and stuff like that. You are a discerning author. So you are telling what those things meant, which means that you have to think about that, right? You have to acknowledge what has happened, write about what has happened, but also be honest in that process. And then you have to add on this layer of, I understand now what it meant. No, you're not condoning anything. You're not explaining away any behavior or anything like that. But there is an understanding that comes from analysis, from, looking at things, from research, from your experiences, from wisdom, and intuition and things like that. That's how you build a discernment layer. This layer reveals what you couldn't see then, okay? But you see it now. What became clear later. It was very cloudy and distorted earlier, but now it's clearer to you, meaning you can see it, okay? You can see what you didn't see before. The real pattern beneath the behavior. So what is the underlying, what are those underlying patterns? What led you to know what you know now? Okay, what are the things that you saw that repeated themselves, that was a consistent thing? You say, okay, now I'm picking up, the patterns here. Okay, the truth behind the moment. Okay, the insight gained over time. This is where your memoir becomes transformational. Here's how to add the discernment layer effectively. Okay, now we're not going to get into that just yet. We're going to get into that tomorrow. Okay, but basically, just kind of like a hint, a foreshadow of what we'll talk about is what was really happening underneath that basic layer, that surface layer. What was the story behind that story? You know what I mean? What's that underlying story there? What was clear? What were the patterns? What's the truth that you see now that you could see? What was it that was so confusing to you before? But you're like, wait a minute, now I know I'm picking up the patterns. I see what's going on here. I see the truth behind it. Those types of things. That is what you're starting to write now, is what you are understanding that you didn't understand before. Okay? So that is our chapter 6. Okay, y'all. All right, time is far spent, people. All right, so let me go ahead and cue up the timer. Y'all let me know in the chat where you are writing from. Okay, where are you writing from? I am in Alabama. Can you believe it? I'm in Alabama. I don't know where you are in the world, but we are all here collectively together, moving forward in our writing goals. Okay, y'all. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and say this. I tend to get a lot of, from what I can see, a lot of males in my chat. And the title of this writing lab is called Tell the Truth, Daughter. So I think it's pretty clear that this is a space mostly for women. So if you are here, you're welcome here. But don't put anything crazy in my chat, okay? Don't put anything crazy. There are ladies here of all ages, various ages. So there could be young ladies here. And we want them to know that this is a safe space for them to write, to tell the truth, okay? So please don't put anything crazy in my chat. Hey, King Bro 23. See, you're welcome here because you know how to behave yourself, okay? You know how to behave yourself. There's some people try that don't know how to behave themselves that be in my chat, honey, okay? But I want you guys to know that this is a safe space for daughters to be, daughters of all ages. So please ensure, if you are a man, male, guy, whatever, that you are protecting this space, okay? And share this video with another daughter. It could be your daughter. It could be your sister, your mom, your aunt. Share this live with them and let them know, hey, I know you. Remember, Auntie? Remember, sis, when you said you wanted to write a book? Well, this is your time and this is your space, okay? So share this with a daughter and let her know this is a safe space for daughters to come here and tell the truth, honey, okay? Now, I'm sharing my screen now. We've got our timer up. We've got our lo-fi music going. Also, in the chat, y'all, okay, be honest, confess, and tell on yourselves. Do y'all fall asleep during these live writing sessions, huh? Because, y'all, I know it's super peaceful over here, okay? It's peaceful over here. And I have heard, honey, that some people get some real good sleep during these live writing sessions. But the point is for you to write, girl, not for you to be napping, okay? So get your writing supplies and let's go, honey. Okay, let's get started writing. All right, y'all. So now we are moving right on into our first movement break. Y'all let me know how that first session was for you. How was that? How was that? So if you are new here, y'all, because I know that, we are constantly getting new people in this space, so I have to, um, so I have to say this every time, okay? So we do a 50 minutes of focused writing, and then we do a 10-minute movement break. For my movement break, I choose to just do the vibration play because that gives me an opportunity to come back and talk to y'all, and kind of give you some more encouragement um, for our next writing session, which will be another 15 minutes. Okay, so 50, 10, and 50 is how we do it over here. Uh, hey, I'm laughing at the chat. King Brad 23, you are funny. Not the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Not the countdown. Get up and move around, y'all. Okay, because we need to make sure that as we're writing about these, like we write about some heavy stuff over here, y'all. Like seriously, we talk about traumas over here. We talk about experiences that we've been through that just aren't like the best, but taught us a lot, and so sometimes y'all like all the time it's important for you to write about it, but also like move it out of your body. There is something really powerful about like writing about what you've been through and going through that, doing the 15-minute section, and then getting up and then kind of moving that through, like moving it out of you. You know what I mean? I know it, like you have to conceptual, like you have to think about it and try to visualize it, but like that's really what's happening, but you just don't see it. You don't see it like physically see it, but that's what's happening like spiritually. That's what's happening mentally, emotionally. It's like you're moving it out of your body. Now that doesn't mean you're gonna like forget about what you've experienced or like magically it's gone. That's not how it works, but it doesn't have to make you sick. Now, I have fibromyalgia and lupus, and I firmly believe, y'all, like I truly believe that my traumas, the things that I experienced in my life, is what caused me to be sick, because I believe that trauma was living in my body, and I've always been someone who always spoke out and who, have always been speaking truth, and but that's not always accepted, y'all. Like sometimes people are abused because of that, because I had like a childlike innocence, about it because I was a child. You know what I mean? So it's not like a child. I was a child. I was an innocent child, and I never knew, until all of this stuff happened with my father, with the church, and all of that. I never knew that I was gifted in discernment, and that is why, as a child, through my childlike innocence, I would just say things, and it'd be true, it'd be right, it would be well thought out. But think about how how it is for some adults who can't accept that. A child saying what they say, saying it so boldly, so matter of factly, so like duh. Like, how do I see this and I'm a child and you don't? And I think that's how they took it. Obviously, that's not how I delivered because I didn't know to deliver it that way. I didn't know there was that childlike innocence. There was the innocence of a child, but I was, I experienced a lot of abuse because of that, and so those skills that should have been honed, those skills that should have been like grown, in me, I should have been reassured that I see things that other people don't see, that I'm beyond my years, that there is a wisdom that I have that was just natural, was something that just, a God-given ability. And so those things should have been nurtured. You know what I mean? They should have been taught. Like I should have been taught how to, how to still speak the truth, but, also maybe like how the old school says it, like stay in a child's place. But I think when they said it, it was in a very toxic way. Of staying in a child's place means that, that you're shrunk, you shrink, like adults make you shrink. And I don't think that they think this or know this, but they're actually like shrinking your discernment. They are taking like those God-given skills and abilities and making them bad, making them a bad thing. And so that's really how it comes across to a child. It's like, I'm bad, I'm too much, I talk too much, or and it's like, you don't know that you're doing it because you're a child, you don't know. But at the same time, because of how adults are treating you at that time, you don't realize that what is really happening is that those skills and discernment are being, they're being attacked, really. And so those skills, whereas you can like build those skills up in your child, or or give your child that reassurance, they don't do that. And so you grow up believing that you're wrong about what you see, you're wrong about your patterns, that you can't speak the truth. You end up silencing yourself because you were silenced. And so even as an adult, you carry those things into adulthood, not really realizing that just because you're an adult now doesn't mean that you're automatically over your childhood trauma. That's not how that works. You just continue growing, and you get responsibilities, you get bills, you get your own kids, you have all these things, you have a job, you have all these things that you have to worry about. And the last thing that you want to have to think about is what happened in your past when you was a child. Stuff that you feel like you can't do anything about. You feel like that. There is something that could be done. Maybe revenge is not the thing. Maybe even there's a statute of limitations that has already run out. So you can't even seek any type of like legal action or anything like that. So what is your recourse? Like, what do you do to know, or to believe that you have received the justice in situations where it's like the only thing that will fix it is justice? Sometimes you'll get that in ways that you don't think that you will. Part of those ways is through writing. And you may never see King Bro 23. See, there's somebody in the chat right now acting a fool. So anyway, you just don't realize like that you're carrying those things, and that that maybe even those things will be relieved just a little bit once you start writing about it, once you get it out of your body. Because like, one of the things I didn't want to do, y'all, is forget. Because over time, things like those memories, the traumas that you experience, they tend to be less and less and less. They decrease over time, right? They become less and less traumatic because of the distance from when it happened to where you are now, right? And then over time, you just come to realize like, okay, well, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm never going to get justice. I'm never going to speak about it, because if I speak about it now, then I'm probably going to be attacked. But there's a way that you can do it, and maybe your book never even reaches the world. Maybe you never actually put it out, but you at least get it out of you. Why should you have to continue carrying it? You don't. You can simply make the choice to put it on paper. And yeah, you'll still experience some things. You'll still have moments. You'll still have those times where you almost revert back to that childlike state. Maybe somebody triggers memories, triggers things that you experienced, the voice that you used to hear. And then you just go right back into that mode, where the fear just kind of takes over and you shrink again. But having it on paper, having my book, y'all, reminds me all the time of what happened. So I don't forget, so I don't become so far removed that I allow people who hurt me back into my life. Because that's really what ends up happening. A person like who has abused you will give you time, right? They may give you time to forget. And that's really all they're doing. They're hoping that over time, the experience just gets less and less and less traumatic for you. And then they can ease their way back in. But some people don't need to be back in. And you need to remember exactly what happened to you, exactly what they did to you, exactly how you had to go through years of therapy, money, time, energy, the tears you cried, getting over somebody, and for what? Just for time to lessen the impact for you, and then you let them back in? No, ma'am. Don't do it. Don't do it. Sometimes writing helps you remember. Okay? All right. Some of y'all are weird. I don't know if this is a bot or what it is, but some people are so weird. Anyways, we're gonna keep on keeping on, and let me share my screen again, y'all. We're gonna get right on into this next 50-minute writing session. We are not wasting any more time because we got writing to do, y'all. We got goals to reach around here, okay? All right, so let's get back started writing. did it again. Okay. We did it again. Day 2, week 6. And we are making wonderful progress. I'm so proud of y'all. Look at y'all. Okay, look at us. Hey, Jean. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Thank y'all for tuning in into the writing lab. Y'all, we are doing a dang on thing. Before you know it, y'all are going to be published authors, whether it be self-published or traditionally published. Y'all are going to be authors one day. Some of you already are, and you're working on your next book. And I am just so very proud of y'all for showing up for yourselves and showing up for other daughters, because whatever you are sharing is going to benefit some other daughter. And so I appreciate y'all having that focus and being intentional, showing up for the lab, showing up for yourself, and I know that many blessings are going to come from this, and you're going to see a major difference in your writing, in your life, in your healing journey, and then you'll see it have a ripple effect outside of yourself. And so I'm so very proud of y'all. And I thank y'all again for being here. I will see y'all again in the morning. Okay, in the morning. We've got a long day ahead of us today. We've got an event that I've been emceeing coming up tonight. And so it's going to be a long night, but I'm going to show right back up here in the morning. I'm going to show up for myself, and I'm going to show up for y'all. Okay, so I expect to see y'all here too, child. All right. I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here. And remember, you are important to me. I need you to survive. I love you.